Okay, so we were supposed to hold something of value up. Lofty has got his fake moon landing thing. I've got the young grizzled veteran Zach Gibson, and Ross has got KFC.
Sorry, did you say fake lunar landing thing?
Bruh, I don't even know what's going on. That's all. Ross was holding up a KFC. You held up that. Something about importance. I have nothing that I could have reached that fast.
I think Ross won.
Hey. Just
Like,
muted
going back to
myself.
the chat,
I could have just muted myself. If I could have grabbed my picture of Joe Hendry, trust me, I would have outdone you all. But Zach Gibson has to win.
Will you stop having an orgasm over Joe Hendry?
No.
I'd love to say his name, but
Ross, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that, Ross? Like when you meet up with him for a brew and stuff, and does he ever shut up about Joe Hendry?
he never mentions Joe Hendry. Do you know what I get when I have any form of social connection with anyone? It's, hey, can you do some work for me? Like it's usually just that. But to be fair, his wife does feed me exceptionally good food.
Yeah,
so
does.
The friendship continues because of that.
So what you're saying is your partner does crap cooking.
No, God, no. It's not into that. No, that's not what I... Listen, to solidify our friendship, his wife cooks me delicious food, and I continue to speak to Quack, you know?
And
Quack.
what will I ever say to Ross is what everybody's saying, L.A. Knight, yeah. Sorry.
I'd be worried, Quack, that you're going to get traded in for a better model, mate.
I'm waiting for
you know what I mean? There's a better beard. You know, he's got arms to wrap around Mrs. Quack. I mean,
and he's got a better camera as well. Anyway, everyone, welcome to Stream Seeds, creator of the Doughnut Table. I'm gonna try and steer the ship. Yeah, we've already hit the iceberg. We're already sinking. Cabins 1, 2, and 3 have already sunk. Please, everyone, women and children first. That is not gonna fit your head. That is, bro. Go on. To his partner, I'm so sorry because that is such a big head. I'm so sorry that this is not. If anybody who is the first time viewer here, I'm so sorry. I was gonna say this is how we like. We don't normally start the shows like this, but we do. Like 2 weeks ago, I was talking about how hot it was and how sweaty I was. Don't get me wrong, it's warm now, but I've got my fan on me. I've only got one fan, it's so much better. The fact that I'm doing all this and Ross is still trying to do this. For fuck's sake.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my god, he sounds like Darth Vader.
Luke, I am your father.
Oh my god.
I gotta stop.
What?
Ross is meant to be the sensible one.
No.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No. Right. Okay, everyone, welcome to Creators of the Doughnut Table, where... Oh, God, no, wait, no, don't do this to me. No, we're good, sorry, my PC's having a funny 5 minutes, and it's stressing me out. Anyway, third time's a charm. Anyway, boys, are we ready?
Ready.
I mean, we've been ready for last however long.
Right.
You're the one that's been having issues.
Okay, we can try again. Welcome everyone to Stream Seeds, creator of the Doughnut Table, where we are utilizing creator platforms. And today we are joined by the man to my, well, technically to my right. He is dabbing away. His walls are still beige. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mr. TSU himself. How are we doing today?
I can't complain. I don't know what that was earlier, but I think I've made my nose worse with that band. But knowing there are people's heads out there that can have that fit on them sickens me.
And then to my left, next to Joe Hendry, we have a lovely, beautiful creator by the name of Gaming_Loft. We know him as Lofty. He is wearing a WASD shirt, and we are a little bit late because we had a Loft tour. So I do apologize about that.
They did. Yeah,
but I regret nothing.
Sorry, boss. They needed they wanted it, and I had to, you know, I had to do it.
Anyway,
so it's part. Apparently, it's in my contract. Part of the
yeah. Anyway,
Was.
Loft, how are we doing today?
Good, man. It's hot. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. As always, in the summer, the loft is hot.
The Loft is hot. I can attest to that because you've just got like a normal fan, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See this is like how I'm gonna link this, right, boys? You'd be impressed with this now, right? So you've got like a normal fan. This is my fan, right? So it does the same job, But, right, it's different. Like, utilising different... Oh, Ross is the same. Look at that. 3 different fans doing the same job. Like what we're going to discuss today. Can you see the link that I made?
I thought he was going to pick up his daughter there and say, this is my fan. But he actually picks up a fan.
No, to be fair, she's in bed, and if she wakes up any more, I'm gonna go mental. So,
I was gonna say I'm quite disappointed. I thought you were going to be dead corny.
No, I'm no. Anyway, so we are discussing utilizing creative platforms today. So basically, we're talking about different platforms, how we use them, what they're about, and all that good stuff. The worst bit about this is every question I'm going to ask Ross today, I know the answer to it is 9 times out of 10 it's going to be no or don't know.
So can you at least give me the opportunity to make an ass of myself before you decide that I'm going to make an ass of myself?
No. I know. I'm going to give you the opportunity, and you're gonna utilize this to the fullest. But I know I'm just preferencing the thing. I know all the answers.
You know what? I think Ross is going to blow you out the water. I think genuinely, Ross is going. You're right. Ross is going to go big brain energy on this one.
He's not Combat Carrot. He's no Combat Carrot.
Oh, okay.
Combat Carrot did brilliantly 2 weeks ago.
Oh, what a phenomenal guest.
And we're genuinely not blowing smoke up his ass, like genuine, like he blew us out of the water. Anyway, so Mr. Slippers has said he's got one of those ropey desk fans, which is
Lisa's got a 32-inch one.
A 32-inch
fan.
Oh,
has he got one of these? Oh, that's all plugged in.
As he pulls on the mini desk fan, his entire setup turns on.
Yeah. Has he got one of these?
I got one of those.
I got one of them.
Yeah. You have to stick to your desk because it doesn't. Because when you put it on it.
Yeah, my one's called Fanny.
Then go over there on the old chair.
Ooh, 12 minutes.
12 minutes in. Anyway, right? So let's just get first in, guys. We're all good. We're all warm. We all got our fans. Happy days. So let's all get this out of the way. We're all primarily Twitch streamers. I am. I know Lofty is, and obviously Ross.
Yeah.
Ross did, but
it was my primary.
Can you really class Ross as a Twitch streamer anymore?
Yeah, because he does it on StreamSeed.
I'm here right now.
Yeah,
but he's a streamer. Yeah, but you would say that StreamSeed is a Twitch. Because you think about it, StreamSeed is a collaboration of the staff and your guests.
I mean, yeah, Ross TSU only survives as an entity through business. The singular creator is very much dead.
Ah, right.
Yeah, he's gone.
So, my first question, I'm gonna throw to Loft because I can. On just a very basic first question is, what other platforms are you on?
Oh.
I didn't realize I was going to need a thinking question.
No, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, from a short form content, it's TikTok.
Right.
And I do have the key to do long form. I just not got round to doing the multi-stream thing because I'm to be honest with you, I'm old and I don't know how to do it yet. And I have tried doing long form content on YouTube. And of course, I mean, I've seen a few people going live on Twitter, but again, I'm not big enough to be able to do that because Twitter goes no.
Fair enough.
Elon, if you're listening, call me.
Yeah, Elon is upon his millions and millions of dollars. He sat here going, "Have you heard about that StreamSeed lot? I'm gonna go watch them." Oh my god, they name dropped me. What's the chances?
They name dropped me.
Clang.
Ross, what was you on at your peak?
You know what I loved doing? Well, I think doing short form content, but doing it on TikTok. I loved doing short. In fact, it got so obsessive with me that when I would do a stream, I would only stream with the sole purpose of making shorts.
Right.
Like I stopped enjoying streaming, and I loved making shorts because I'm so charismatic. I'm so funny. I could lead any short form content to any platform and be a wild success. Which, as you know, I'm a Twitch partner. So, mainly TikTok. Didn't dabble in YouTube. Did a bit of Instagram, but TikTok shorts were by far the most fun I've had.
Now, I'm not saying this now because I'm trying to make you sound old, but because you have been in the industry for 25 years. When you first started, TikTok couldn't have really been a thing. Maybe it was when it was Musically, but like Musically wasn't that kind of platform.
No,
So
it wasn't.
what you must have found a love for short form when TikTok became big.
When I started, primarily it would be Facebook. A lot of people would have your Facebook creator names as a community page.
Yeah.
And then when short form started to become a real thing, and that was when YouTube decided to do live streaming, and then this is like obviously when Mixer was sort of coming up and then swiftly died. Short form then becoming the more dominant page of it. Back when I started, God, that makes me sound really old. Back when I started, there was no real side path to short form content. No one was really clipping. You were clipping moments, but they'd be part of a montage of a larger video. They wouldn't just be singularly a 6-second video that existed somewhere that you go, that was a cool 6-second video.
Well, there was, but it kind of went.
Yeah, we don't talk about.
And it begins with H, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Slippers are ready because 2 weeks ago I basically ignored the chat, so I'm going to make such an effort today to talk to the chat. So, first of all, I'm going to ask the chat on a very just left or right, one or the other. What content do you personally prefer? Do you prefer long form or do you prefer short form? But I'm going to let the chat answer that. But Mr. Slippers has said, that's an interesting thing. When did short form come in and how quick did that blow up? Now, I have one word that I feel is when short form exploded, was when TikTok exploded, and the word is COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think before, I think TikTok was always destined to be as big as it was, but COVID made it go from level 1 to level like million in like 2 days.
When TikTok first came out, though, it was a meme. You're right. Everyone, you're right. It used to be the thing that everyone took the piss out of. You know, everyone would be like, "Oh, you're doing TikTok, you're doing a TikTok, you're doing it." Yeah, it was like, yeah. It would be like, "Oh, you're doing a TikTok, oh yeah," and it would be literally kids doing dances and things like that. And then, that other thing that we don't talk about, that started doing its thing, and then I think when that got shut down, I think the gamers then saw how much TikTok was actually growing for non-gaming content, and because there wasn't any other short form content other than what Ross was just saying, where you're doing a montage, it kind of gave them the opportunity to show, look at me, this is what I can do in 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 60-second chunks.
Well, you can go up to a 10-minute video now.
Which I find wild.
That's insane.
TikTok for 10 minutes.
When they were like doing a minute long, I was like, oh, that's gonna be, because originally it was only 6 seconds. Was that the original concept for Vine? I think that was the original concept for Vine. It was you were only allowed 6 seconds. That was it. No, nothing extra. That was it.
Before Vine.
Nothing.
You sure? I sure there was something Vine and then something else.
I can't.
Wasn't Vine Wasn't Vine the music one where all the musicians?
No, that was Musically. That was so basically it was Vine. Then Vine died, which I still protest that Vine should come back. Then you had Musically, which then transformed into TikTok because Musically was the whole.
Has he muted himself again?
Quack?
No, I muted myself deliberately.
Oh right.
Because that was. In the post thing, when this is uploaded onto YouTube, whoever's doing the editing is going to put a song on there, yeah? Huh? They're not really. I was doing it for a bit. No, don't. Anyway, yeah, so then Musically became TikTok. But then TikTok exploded during COVID, in my opinion. But, a nice little question I'll throw to Ross now. TikTok doesn't exist. TikTok is never a thing. Does long-form content still stand, or do people get bored of it?
So, I think a common thing, and this is probably with life, you don't miss what you don't have. If short-form content never existed, or no one stumbled on short-form content, we as a society wouldn't have thought about short-form content. You might have people, again, it would have stayed on the same premise of, I'm making, as Lofty plays FPS games, a montage of short clips of him doing some epic snipes or hammering a car of 4 dudes. Oh God, context. But again, these 60-second clips would go into Lofty's gaming montage, Halo best plays, and it would just be a long form piece of content. If TikTok didn't exist and every other form of content that would host short form didn't exist, I don't think we'd miss it. I still think long form would be king.
So then I'll bump this one over to Loft of, if in this world that TikTok doesn't exist and long form is still thriving, do you think, because it seems to be that our attention span's getting shorter and shorter, do you feel if TikTok didn't exist that our attention span could potentially go longer? You know, could a 2 or 3 minute montage then develop into a 10-minute montage, and all of a sudden, like, oh right, that's what we're doing, our attention span's getting longer?
Yeah, I mean, I think to expand on what Ross was saying, I mean, when you said like if we didn't have it, we wouldn't miss it. I think if you mean when you think about it, before we had all the short form contents, we sit and watch a long form video, whether it be like, I don't know, 2, 3, 10, 20, an hour long, depending on what the content was. You mean some content is done on purpose to be long form. I think some of it, if it was just montages, you probably still did flick. Especially if you're spending, if the montage is 10 minutes long, you probably flick to get to, like, you see, oh yeah, a little bit, okay, that's good, and then you start flicking, and like the lead up to the I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot, the climactic of the clip within the montage, and then you're like, oh, that was all right, and then you skip again, and then you skip again, because the thing is, so yes, I suppose you could have your retention could be longer, but at the same time, are you just gonna be skipping through the video to get to the best bits, or are you gonna skip through the video just to see if there's anything in particular that you want to see?
Well, on YouTube now they have the little bar, and it has like a graph of what's most popular and what bits the people go back to it, and you can skip to a bit and it says most replayed, so you know that most people go to that bit, which I find very interesting, because it sort of shoots them in the foot a little bit, because if you're watching a 10-minute video, you could be like, oh, everyone's skipping to this bit, or they're going back to this bit, excuse me.
Well, that's the other thing with long form nowadays, even though we got short form, with long form you can put in timestamps. So because you can put the timestamps in, you then technically you're making your long form into a group of short form content, because they're having that timestamp in. I mean, you look at some of the. I watch a particular tech YouTube video, and I'll go through the timestamps. They're right, okay, I don't care about the build up or all the thing. I just want to look at what's going on with it. They'll watch that timestamp, and then I won't watch the rest of it, because I've watched the bits I want. Yeah. So technically, the long form is still short. It is still short form, but
yeah,
it's all stitched together.
It's a very good way of putting it.
That is actually quite good. Ross, why? Right, because considering you've been here for the past 2 shows now, why are people all of a sudden now making really good points?
It's me. What I do, if I stay quiet,
right,
and I just become the good-looking one out of the group, the guests have to show a bit more promise. You have to do your job better. You'll say, Ross, let's give me an answer to this question, and I'll riff off some intellectual gobbledygook, and you guys will go, what a great take, Ross, you're so handsome. But ultimately, it's your guys' show. I'm just here for the eye candy. Chat, feel free to come in on that.
Right. Wait. See, there was 2 words there that didn't sound right coming out of your mouth. Intellectual.
Ooh.
And handsome.
Ooh.
Right, Loft, I just had a quick staff meeting with Ross, so I'm just going to have a quick meeting with you. Why did Ross... I asked Ross a question just now. Why did he completely blank the answer, just talk about how good looking he is?
It's because Ross is a Twitch partner, so therefore the ego is as big as his shoulders.
Yeah, true. That is true.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean?
Oh God.
Right. Yeah. So Lady Doll would rather just go live and leave it at that. Don't have time to edit anymore. I love seeing people's TikToks though, gaming and non-gaming. And apparently she had 12k views, not 12. What was that? Short form baffles me. I got 12k views in less than 48 hours on a reel of like 4 photos, like what the WTF, then everything else is nothing like that. Do you know what? Right, I do want to touch on this a little bit. The algorithm for TikTok is so bizarre. You have either got to be on it or you've got to strike lucky.
Yeah.
There is actually a little thing that I actually saw on TikTok about the TikTok algorithm. So when you post your video, at the top of your video in the search bar, if that doesn't have similar content, so Ross used the example that I used. I'm playing FPS games. I'm playing a Halo montage, for example. So I do a clip where I've done an absolute cracking sniper shot. When I post that, if I then go back into it and look at that, if you look at the top in the search bar in TikTok, I can see Quack looking at TikTok now on his phone. If that doesn't say Halo on there or anything like that, then it won't go to the top of the algorithm.
Yeah.
If it's blank.
Oh, is that when you press search and the flames are there?
So if tell you what, I'll pull it up now. I'll pull one of mine up now on my phone. I'll show you what I mean.
Whoa, turn that down, no. So while Lofty looks that up real quick, right, I'm just going to throw off my 4 TikToks leading up to a specific one, right? I had on one 1,299 views. My next one, 148. Next one, 891. The next one, the one that I want, 17.2 thousand views. All because it was, what is it? It's a, how will I quickly... Oh, it's like a tournament thing of picking the best wrestling belts. And it was Cody Rhodes' theme. And the only reason why I wanted to do was just to do the, whoa.
I don't know if you can see it, but if you see up there where it says at the top here, at the top here, if that says find related content, it means the algorithm hates you. You've not put the appropriate hashtags in there. But apparently, if that said Halo, that would get me more views.
Sure. I think I'll have to get the Harley, our little residential algorithm boffin, to look into that.
And like all of mine, it just says find related content. So which is why my TikToks suck.
Actually, I'm gonna check my Cody Rhodes one in a quick second because. No, mine says find related content as well. Oh, right. Well,
but apparently, well, I don't know if it's true, but this is what I saw on a TikTok about the algorithm. Apparently, that is key if that says find related content.
Okay. Right. So before the stream started, I always like to find a little something, and I found some stats. And granted, these stats are consistent of me going, how many users does enter a brand, whatever. You have, right? So this is just my Google thing, right? This is how I want to say this is how good we are at StreamSeed, but this is just me. I know StreamSeed will not want to associate my absolute terrible research with just a Google search. Just throw a number out between the pair of you, just one at a time. How many Twitch users monthly do you think Twitch has?
69,000.
Okay.
So, did anyone else want to translate that? I don't speak Welsh.
Bore da, sut o'i ti? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I said 69,000.
Of course, she said 16. Of course, she said 69.
Yeah. How many Twitch users do you think is actively every month?
126,000.
It's got to be in the millions, surely. It's got to be millions.
A month. Well, yeah, I suppose a month. Yeah. Now that everybody's
1.4 million.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna go 3.5 million.
Mr. Slippers is going 8. 240 million active monthly users.
Is that monthly users as in viewers?
It just
like, rather than creators.
Today, Twitch has over 240 million monthly active users. Read on to find all the essential Twitch statistics.
I reckon that. No, I reckon that's. I don't think that is just creators. I think
that's everyone.
That's everyone. That's viewers. You know, because technically creators are viewers as well. But I think that's people that are viewers.
There's 240 million, right? There's 240 million. I can't even pull 10 of them.
A month.
I can't even pull 10 a stream loft. Come on now.
What a horrible realization. Out of the 200 million, not 10.
Right?
Oh, man.
Okay. How many Kick users? So
Half.
So this one, right? The platform is getting popular day by day with
What was
monthly visitors until June of 2024.
what was Twitch's
240 million.
75 million.
I was going to go 70. Oh, yeah, 70 million.
153.3 million monthly visitors.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay, so that's more than my original answer was going to be half of what Twitch does.
Well,
But I thought, nah.
Kick only launched in 2022 and is only what not even 100 million behind. Which
Still, I mean, it's not that bad.
that's good numbers, right?
But they still use a lot of Twitch resources.
Yes,
they-
they use the Twitch API.
Yes. So Twitch pays to have Kick around. Right.
Kick
Twitch.
pays Twitch.
Oh, whatever. Right. How many users does TikTok have?
Oh, Jesus
Oh, that's got to be in like.
Christ.
Right?
I want to say like. Oh, God.
So
1.2 billion.
I was going to say 1.5.
I will read the thing. So it goes, TikTok has over active users globally with... Oh, you can even guess how many in the United States. The average daily time spent on TikTok has more than doubled from 27 minutes and 24 seconds in 2019 to 58 minutes and 24 seconds in 2024.
But at the same time, you need to take into consideration that currently the US are looking to ban TikTok. So that potentially could... I mean, you think about the population of America... That potentially is going to drop quite considerably if the bill goes through when they ban it because of the association with China.
Right, hang on, 2 seconds, sorry. Mr. Slippers is going to love this because there's an AI overview. And as of May 2024, Ross, would you like to guess how many estimated users, monthly active users are on TikTok?
1.8 billion. It has to be.
Okay, Loft?
It's definitely the billions.
Yeah, I was going to say, but it's got to be in the bill. It's got to be, 2.2 billion.
1.4 billion monthly active users.
Oh,
Eat
nice.
it.
1.4. And again, I can't pull 10. 10! That's all I want. That's all I want. Who owns TikTok? Jeff Bezos.
China.
Who runs China? Who's the leader of China?
I don't know.
Oh, fuck's sake, you're all useless.
Let me just get my knowledge of China out of the way. Mate.
I'm sorry, Quack. I'm not like you. I don't use Google to get my research.
Well, you're doing bad research. Stop using this and use this. Okay. By the way, I'm not reading the chat right now. I do really apologize. But, right. Okay, last one.
Wait. Didn't he, Ross? Didn't he literally say at the beginning of the stream that he was going to keep an eye on chat?
Super good at keeping an eye on chat.
Oh,
Yes.
get a grip.
33 minutes in, failed that already.
Yeah. Right. How many, last one, YouTube users? So, the AI overview. As of January 2024, YouTube now has accounts in its database and something monthly active users.
Do you want both?
Yeah, do you want subs and users?
To be fair, it's the exact same number.
Oh, okay.
It has.
So you got three.
It has over its monthly active users, but it doesn't. It's the same number.
I still want to say it's got to be under a bill, isn't it?
I was going to say
700 mil?
less. It's going to be less than TikTok.
700 mil.
700 mil, Loft.
Mm.
Oh, I'm
Three
going to read the
million
chat.
short.
I'm going to read the chat. Lady goes
I
two
don't-
bill.
700. Do I think it's more? I think it's more than 700 mil.
Mr. Slipper's going 600 mil.
No, I think 920 million.
As of January 2024, YouTube has over 2.7 billion accounts in its database.
I would never.
Jesus.
Oh, accounts. Well, active accounts.
And 2.7 billion monthly active users. This means that 47% of the world's population uses YouTube every month.
Oh, don't forget. If they're active viewers, don't forget we also got to take in consideration the children that we allow to on YouTube Kids.
Aye, They use it. They use
guilty. Guilty as charged.
Baby Quack is gonna watch Twirly Woo. She's gonna watch Miss Rachel.
I was gonna say, yeah, because the thing that they're talking about active viewers. It's not active viewers that are of a particular age group. It's just active viewers. So that's, that could be anything. Depending on how young you introduce. Bare sensory, yeah. Lady Dolls just said bare sensory. Depending on how young you introduce that potentially you got to take into consideration that previous numbers, they would only think about people that were old enough to use the technology. So use computers, have a phone that could access YouTube, a tablet, YouTube. Nowadays, people use the tablets to allow them to do jobs. When the little one or do sensory stuff with little ones.
I am going to quickly say I do think YouTube is primarily now for either game guides or like kids stuff. And I quickly just popped onto you now, right? Someone in the chat may have heard it because what you can hear. Oh God! When you can hear these two, you can also hear my desktop. So luckily, I'm not watching anything rude. But I did click on to Miss Rachel, who, if you have children, you probably know who Miss Rachel is. Ross, you have no idea who Miss Rachel is, do you?
I have a child, dude, and I have no idea who.
Oh, interesting. Is. So Miss Rachel is an American woman who basically, if you want your child to learn, ladies all can't stand her. Nice. If you want your child to learn while watching TV because you got to do dishes or something. Not that I would know, but how many subscribers do you think Miss Rachel has? She only has 112 videos.
Oh, I reckon she's got about 1.2 million.
I was gonna say about 2.
She has 11 million subscribers. Right? Her last video. Let me just pull up the videos now. Her last video was 3 weeks ago. Okay. It is 1 hour and 21 seconds long. And it is Learn to Talk with Miss Rachel. Toddlers learning video, learn colours, numbers, blah, 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 blah. It's got, in 3 weeks, 31 million views.
I'm sorry, but how lazy can you get that you can't even teach your own child to talk and learn colours and stuff?
I can answer this.
Quack? I'd like you to be Quack.
You can't see this, but I have my hands in the air, and I don't care.
I know people are busy. But you take time to do that yourself, surely.
To be fair, she doesn't watch it all the time, especially if I need to do a quack poo. That is the perfect distraction. But, and I know you two can't see, but we have managed to teach Baby Quack 2 American Sign Language things, which if you put your fingers together is more, and if you put your hand to your mouth is please, and she knows how to do that now because of Miss Rachel.
Okay, so if you want to know British Sign Language,
oh God,
please is mouth all the way down. Thank you is a little bit.
Boss, shut up, loft in sign language.
I was gonna do it as well.
You can poop. Nah, mine has to come with me. She can't see me. She is scream. The scream is real. I mean,
man, it's so cool to not have kids. So cool.
Oh yeah, but
so you have Geralt. You can't poop without Geralt coming to see you.
Yeah, true.
That's actually very true.
Right. So we've waffled on for far too much, but I want to just touch on the things of, because it is utilizing other platforms. So we'll go with Ross first. You said you dabbled quite well in the short form content. Was that you? No, not YouTube, because surely YouTube was a bit too short, it's too recent to now, isn't it?
So short on YouTube, yeah.
So you were just literally long form. Did you edit? Did you do montages and stuff, or?
I did. A lot of my time went to playing PUBG, which is bizarre to think about because I'm awful at PUBG.
I'm saying you're terrible.
And then League of Legends, man, that's so ironic coming from you. And then League of Legends and Rocket League. But the best thing about it was a lot of my videos were inspired by people who were playing in gaming groups, with their friends and stuff. They'd make little communities. A lot of my content wouldn't be solely down to me making things for myself. It would be because I had other people involved. Because you can't be funny by yourself. You can only be sort of funny around other people. And you'd have the single creators who would make great content on their own, but they're on the back of someone else in that video being hilarious. Like every time that I get involved with StreamSeed, Lofty's boring, Quack's boring, and then I come along and I'm like, oh, you know what? Great. The fun has just turned up, and that's great.
Loft, don't say nothing. He's telling the truth.
Wow.
So would you say then that if you say no, you were coming, your content back then, you wouldn't do by yourself. It would be more collaborative.
Yeah, I hated the idea of being an individual streamer because before I sort of went solo, I was very collab heavy. But similar to what I'm doing now, I was very much behind the scenes. I was the one doing the editing, being involved in the recording, sure, but it was to showcase everyone else in a better light than myself. That's why I always want to see the pedestal grow for other people, which is what I love doing now. But if back then to what I would do then to what is available to me now, I still don't think I'd utilize shorts.
Really?
Don't think I could.
Why? Because of algorithm and you feel you have to post more often to be seen, or...
I just don't think my content would have been reflective of being available for shorts content. Like on YouTube, you could have recorded a small clip and uploaded like a 6-second video, but you're lost in that YouTube mix of all just major long-form content.
Interesting. Okay, so Loft, I'm going to jump over to you, because obviously me and you are very similar because we are more modern day content creators and TikTok is very much a thing of our lives. Are you envious of Ross that he didn't have short form content back then and he didn't have to worry about all this? Or are you happy that short form content exists?
I don't know. It's kind of a hard one because part of me's happy that it exists because I've spoken to Ross. I've spoken to Ross numerous times about making sure that you make your content's diverse. You've got short form, long form, and things like that. You've got your live stream, you've got your long form, you've got your short form to try and get yourself out there so people can see your content. And I think the short form sometimes can help do a snippet. So especially if, as Ross was saying, if you've got something really funny or something really good that is going, you're gonna draw people in. I think it's great, especially with as you were saying, people's attention span is getting less and less and less. So if you could put a 10-minute video together, which people are probably going to watch all of 2.5 minutes for, or you can put a 60-second clip together where you've got, well, I suppose for you, if you were playing Tekken, for example, where you get your ass kicked by the bot, but that's going to show that but the thing is that the content could be that you actually go absolutely nuclear at the bot, and everyone's like, oh yeah, let's go watch this crazy Welsh guy who goes nuclear at a bot because he can't play Tekken. But I think at the same time, long form, it shows that you could show your editing skills. So Ross was saying you did all the editing in the background of all the clips and the montages and stuff. You could show your diversity from a skill point of view, where that might lead you to other content outside of your usual content.
Yeah, Chris.
So I wanna, because Lofty's hidden it at least twice, but I do want to talk about it. I want to talk about Hover for a brief second. Wait. No. Hey, boys. I'm gonna.
Ross, where's your KFC bucket, dude? I need to vomit in it.
I am gonna be to be fair, I was gonna say I'm gonna be controversial, but you two have already done it for me. But Hover's dead.
We didn't say the words. No, you said it.
Hover's dead. Streamseed's still alive. Just scoreboards, boys. Scoreboards. Okay.
Yes.
Even though I wanna, because. So for people who don't know, Hover was a platform that was around for less than a year.
Yeah.
Probably just over a year, and basically it was described as the gaming version of TikTok, and essentially they used to do tournaments and stuff, and it had such prospect of being such a good platform, but it got the same people were winning all the time, blah blah blah, and it ended up dying. Why can't when I used to watch Hover, all I saw was DBD, COD, or Overwatch. It was a lot of games that I never liked. And to be fair, the clips on it were absolute dog. Why can't anybody seem to come up with an idea for gamers of a TikTok version where we could put stuff like this that are up on Twitch and stuff like that on? Why can't nobody come up with a good idea?
I think that's why Twitch started doing the stories. I think because it's very hard. I mean, the problem that they had with Hover was that the viewers were actually just purely creators. I mean, so all the partners were big creators that were posting content every day, sometimes 3 times a day, and getting huge gravity because their viewers were also other creators, and then they get creator mates to jump in there, and I think they found that actually a lot of the viewer base wasn't actually just standard viewers. People that would come. So non content creators. I mean, such as some of the chat, some of the people that would come into our content when we're live. People that just want to just watch someone play computer games. And I think, and as you said, I think the problem was that it was so focused on their G's. I mean, the gravity. It's like, oh yeah, we need to get the gravity. You need to earn gravity for you to actually develop. I think the problem you've got with doing anything like TikTok for gamers is that it's only going to be content creators potentially that are going to be viewing it. Because everyone's so used to YouTube and YouTube Shorts now, and to TikTok. They're the giants. So if you try and bring something in, you've got to bring. What are you going to bring that's new? What are you going to bring that's different? That's going to encourage people to come away from these platforms. I mean, I'm just going on a slight tangent here. Threads, for example, they brought Threads out. It was meant to be the Twitter killer. You don't hear a lot about Threads.
Does anybody have a Threads account?
Because some people apparently still do, but it was it was the same. It was exactly the same as Twitter. It was Twitter just with a different name. And I think that was the thing with Hover. Hover was trying to be TikTok, but just for gamers. And because they focus so much on the Twitch partners, YouTube partners, and didn't look at the wider, as Ross said, it was always the same games. Or sorry, Quack was saying, sorry, it's always the same games. I think that was the problem. I think because it was so they were so focused on getting getting these big names in to try and launch it, that they didn't actually look at, okay, well, are we actually getting any non-creators looking at this? I mean, what is our actual viewer base? Because it just didn't happen.
Yeah, like Mr. Slipper said, it's not commercially viable. Which, to be fair, now you've said it, yeah, it's not, and it makes sense. But it makes, well, I was gonna say it's a bit sad, but when I used to go on Hover, and Ross, I don't know how you felt, because did you ever dabble in Hover? Do you even have a Hover account? You did? Ooh, you did.
Oh, I went quite big in Hover.
Did you?
I'm quite big, yeah.
Did you?
The problem with Hover, I loved Hover. I think they brought something to the industry that gamified the way that us gamers viewed the platform to what it should have been. Building gravity was great when you think you're being rewarded with the sake of exposure when you upload it. The problem is when you pyramid scheme something like this, the top remain on top. And as you said, all I was getting was Dead by Daylight. And okay, at the time I was playing a lot of DBT, but as Lofty nailed it, we never had any commercial users. No one was doom scrolling through it being like, oh, this is just some fun for me to watch. It never became viable because it was me going through Hover going, can't stand this creator. This creator is cringe. This game is cringe. That play was shit. That overlay looks awful. This graphics garbage. And then it's become a trauma dump for bad creators to try and get a foot up. But the top 5 were the top 5, and then they never slipped.
And was there anyone else who used to watch a clip and be going, they watch it and just go, what was that about? Like, yeah. Every time I watch TikTok, I only want to watch the funny stuff. So I'd watch a Hover clip, and I'd be like, scrolling. Oh, look, DVD. Oh my God, there's a Tekken one. Oh my God, I'm going to watch that. Right. Okay. DVD, and it was just the same. And it makes me, like I say, it does make me sad a bit that Harvard did go, because it did have such big prospects. Like, I know Mrs. Quack used to post quite a lot, like, used to submit a lot of my clips in there. Never gone to a tournament, but hey-ho, Harvard's dead. But,
jokes on them.
Yeah, look what they missed out. Hey,
Long live clip of the week.
but yeah, it was like it's just so bizarre that died. But I did have a point that I was going with it, but
I think anyway. I think the problem with Harvard was exactly what you and Ross said. It was I don't think they quite worked out their algorithm to be able to give you the content that you were. So like Ross said, that he was quite big because he was getting gravity on certain videos. Say Ross put a Rocket League video on, and he started getting gravity on that, or he watched a Rocket League video. It wouldn't then give him more Rocket League videos. It would literally be the same content creators who have posted 500 videos. And it's all pretty much the same content. It would have been it would have been DB or Fortnite.
Yeah.
And it was if you flick through it, it was the same creator every time you flick through. It was same creator. It's like, well, where's this new? I mean, where's everybody else? Whereas if you go onto TikTok on the so if you click when you've got your followers, you've got your For Me. If you're yes, you can go through the people that you follow, or you can go to For Me and you can find some random TikToks and find some random creators on TikTok, and you're like, oh my god, that content's really cool. Next thing you know, you click on their page and you start watching all their other ones.
Yeah. So quite a little steering now. And the next thing I want to touch, I would feel is more controversial than Hover was. What's happening with Kick these days?
Oh God, I don't even think I've looked at Kick since Kick came out.
Honestly, all right. So I just get my opinions out here real quick. I hate Kick, right? But all I see now on Kick is Aiden Ross has been banned, right? Awesome. But it seems to be all the controversial content creators who wanted to be on Twitch. Twitch were like, nah. They were like, oh, but you're censoring me. And now they've gone on to Kick, and basically, like, I know Kick had a lot of like mod problem at the start where basically people were just uploading porn, and it was just like very heavy. I'm looking past that now and looking at current day Kick. And even now, it seems like I literally, every time I come on the PC, while I'm waiting for whatever, in this case, waiting for Lofty to turn up, I was scrolling through my Twitter, and I found Colby Covington, who is a UFC, Ross, correct me if I'm wrong, is he a UFC champion or is he just UFC fighter?
UFC fighter.
Right, so he's just a UFC fighter, and he was with a Kick streamer, and they were Kick streaming, catching predators. And basically, Colby Covington standing there going, oh, you're supposed to be 26, you're doing this, you're doing that, I'm a UFC fighter. Then they grab one of their own crew, and Colby Covington's like, this is what's going to happen to you if you don't phone your wife. And he's like punching the guy in the stomach. I'm like, what am I watching? And like, they were live streaming this on Kick, and I'm like, what kind of, what? Is this what the world is after these days? Like, I know I like to say I'm old. I'm only 34. I'm not that bloody old. Jesus Christ.
Well,
like, I'm not that out of touch with the world. But like, is that what the world is looking for right now? So like, I'm gonna go with Loft of like, what's your opinions on Kick real fast? And have you dabbled in Kick? Just give us a quick little synopsis of your Kick world.
Hate it. No, I think very much it's similar to Hover. I think it's very much the top are the ones that are going to succeed, and that people that are going it. I mean, they're trying to encourage people to go and do it, go and move over to Kick and create content on Kick. But I genuinely think it's similar to that. You have to be the top content creator, the top 1%. For them to even notice you and for you to get anywhere within that program, or be a gambler.
So, Lady Dollars even put up there, I love Kick, but my viewers preferred Twitch, so I came back. Now, again, I'm going to say something quite controversial, then I'm going to shoot over to Ross. Anytime I see someone on Kick that I used to see on Twitch, and it sounds really bad, and don't come at me for it, but I always think it's someone who thinks I can do better on Kick. Oh, I can do better on there. I can do better on there. I don't need Twitch. And it's all of a sudden, because they've got another option, they're willing to just throw Twitch away. And, like, don't get me wrong, Twitch has its faults. Of course it does. But, like, for someone to just throw it away and just be like, oh, yeah, Kick is miles better. I'm like, check yourself.
It's Quack. It's the famous thing of the grass is green on the other side.
Yes. Oh, hang on. Mr. Slippers. Sorry, Ross. Mr. Slippers has stepped in. Devil's advocate. Wouldn't you argue Twitch is the same promoting those on top? Ross, I'm asking you that question.
I don't think exposure on any of these platforms are at its best. The discovery aspect of newer creators is still garbage. There is no platform that's doing this correctly. There is nothing. There's absolutely nothing on this earth. There's no service that's getting the algorithm correct. There isn't any. There will always be the top dogs. When Hover was created, those first 5 people, and I can name you the 3 creators who never slipped from the top, were always there. Those who jumped ship from Twitch to Kick thought one thing and one thing only, and I'll put money on it. It was just the money. And if you move to a new platform immediately, and you get your account created, and you start immediately, you think you're getting the leg up because you're the only one there. Wrong. Every single thing that's come out, what was it? Hover, there was Hive, Kick, there was another streaming service. Everyone and their nan made user accounts for all of these platforms because they believed they were the next big thing if they made their accounts immediately and started making an impact. I'm completely all for people getting exposure through any avenue they can get it. But don't shit on Twitch, which was your primary platform for God knows however many years, thinking the grass, as they said, was greener over on Kick. And while the word's great, they're talking about now there's a 95-5 creator split. But if you're a 4-viewer Andy, the money means nothing. You mean nothing, regardless of where you stand. So don't cut your nose to spite your face. It's not going to get better on Kick because you had nothing on Twitch. So there is no change. You just moved home.
Yeah, and the other thing is like the poor Andy wouldn't even be monetized anyway because I don't believe they have a affiliates level, do they? Like Twitch?
No.
It's either you are either a creator or you're a partner on Kick, and then if you have to become a partner for you to be monetized and get that 95.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think
so.
I think because Mrs. Quack and Lady Doll are all saying basically along the same things of, giving it a go. I'll just read it. Mrs. Quack goes, I would also wouldn't you want to give something a go if you think it's going to be better or even create more opportunities. Not everything is going to work, but you won't know unless you try. Which, to be fair, I fully agree. But I'm going to jump into a question of this then. Of obviously there's the Kick people who pray be Kick, and they want Twitch dead. All right, but there are some Twitch strongs that go Kick will die. But, and I'm going to ask the both of you this. I'll start with Loft. Do you think Kick... my first question is, what do you think is first and second, in your own opinions? Between Twitch and Kick, what's top dog, what's second in your opinion?
I think Twitch is one and Kick's two.
Right. Do you think Kick has any chance of taking that top spot, in your opinion, or just in the general world where everyone goes, oh, I want to start streaming, where do I go? Kick.
I think Kick is. I don't think Kick's going. Don't think Kick's going away. I think that they thought Kick was going to go the way that Facebook Gaming went, but I think because they've held their own, I think it's going to give Twitch a run for the money.
Right, Ross. Top first and second.
Kick second, Twitch first. 100%.
Do you think Kick will ever take top spot?
No, never in its life, never in its lifetime. And only because as long as Kick wants to piggyback off of Twitch services, Kick will always be the bitch in the relationship. That's it.
Wow.
No one else can say anything different. There's no way.
Now,
if you need your API to survive because you think you're beating the very hand that feeds you, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Unless you want to build your own service, Kick will never take top spot.
Now,
tell me I'm wrong.
Now,
Not wrong.
I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but what I am going to say is what Lady Doll has said. And it's something that I do want to touch on, but I would never said that it was in the top 2 conversation, is YouTube. Now,
Okay.
no, let's talk. Like, he's not wrong, like you. I don't even know what that means, Mrs. Quack. My memory's not the best. Sorry, YouTube. We're talking about YouTube Live. Has anybody here gone on YouTube Live?
No.
Neither have I. Now, Lady Doll, I am going to pose you a question. Do you mean YouTube Live or do you mean YouTube in general?
Would you consider it though, Quack?
I have actually considered it because I know we've talked about multi-streaming on here before, and I have done TikTok lives, which basically I've had about 4 people in there, but I've had as high as 30 people in there, and to be fair, it can go from 0 to 100 really, really quick. And then, because I do post stuff on YouTube, granted I haven't done it for a while, but for you, every time you go to post something on YouTube, it says go live, and I think, could I go live? Like what? Like I don't know. Oh, I don't know, because my TikTok doesn't really do amazing, but I feel TikTok has a better exposure of finding someone going live than YouTube does.
I think from a YouTube point of view, I think if you are producing regular long form content and short form and shorts, if you were to go live, you've probably got a better chance of being seen and building up your community base. But as with anything, with any platform like this, if you started on Twitch or you started on Kick, for example, and you've built up a community to the numbers that we have, for example, numbers that you and me have as the level that we're at. If we then move to a different platform, how many of those followers are we in reality going to be taking with us, and how much are we going to have to basically rebuild ourselves up?
Mm-hmm. I think that's everyone's problem. That is,
and I think if you're someone who's making regular long form content or regular shorts on YouTube, and you've got a decent subscription from that side of things, I think if you then started doing live, I think the people that subscribe and then get that notification, you might then start building your viewer base from that point of view.
Ross, could we ever see Stream Seed on TikTok or on YouTube? No, not TikTok. Kick.
Don't see why we couldn't.
Could this background be green one day?
It could be. Well, I mean, the background of what we produce wouldn't be green, but sure, nothing's ever off the table. I don't dislike Kick, not in any facet. Even when they were going through the dramas of security, moderation, all this drama, never dislike Kick. I think as long as there's healthy competition, Twitch have to respond. And if Kick are bringing things like the 95.5, provided that service becomes good, creators get paid, their services are being noticed, Twitch has to respond. Like, I'm not saying that Kick will ever take over Twitch, but Twitch still have to see them as a competitor. Competition is great. Options are always healthy. People need to make sure that what they go into, they've studied, and they can always come back to it, but they need to 100% remain active because it keeps Twitch on their toes.
I love the way Mrs. Quack goes, oh, could you imagine change of colours for Stream Seed green? I literally just said that.
Wouldn't Stream Seed have to rebrand then? And get new,
We've just rebranded.
I know.
This whole
new merch and everything.
It's redesigned for the benefit of our newest brand guideline color palette. We're not adding a green.
Mr. Slipper says YouTube is king because it's more accessible for wider creators. Twitch is more diversifying, but it's still super connected with gaming. YouTube itself, because Lady Doll says YouTube in general, if we're going to do it like that, then YouTube is king, and is king by a good God, you can't see who YouTube if you're looking in second position. Because YouTube is just basically Google for videos. You can just Google whatever, you could type in whatever you want, and there is something. And yeah, so in that instance, I think, would you find Miss Rachel on Twitch? We're going to find out. Ross, tell me something about your mixer day.
My what?
Your mixer days.
My mixer day? I didn't do a mixer.
Awesome talk. Miss Rachel is not on Twitch. Awesome conversation, Ross. Glad you're here.
I've never streamed on Mixer.
I dabbled in Mixer, dude.
Oh, but why didn't I come to? Why didn't I come to you then? Why did I go to this idiot?
I don't know, because you're a terrible host. I mean, anyway, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with the thing with Mixer is that it was a similar thing where you mean there was only one level. You mean you were either partner or you were just a creator. So there was no monetization, and I think it was a lot easier for Xbox people who wanted to stream from Xbox. If you can do Twitch nowadays from your Xbox, directly from your Xbox, but at the time Mixer, because Mixer was owned by Microsoft, it was so easy just to click on go live, and people could watch you playing on your Xbox. You didn't have to have a webcam, you didn't have to have OBS or slobs. Sorry, that's in my mouth. And that and it opens that door for people to start becoming creators.
So, as we start wrapping this up, because we've been over an hour now, I'm gonna we'll go with Ross first off. As content creators, we're in the. I always like to have a brand new person to the content creating world. They're going, oh hi, I want to stream. You go, hi, I'm Mr. TSU Twitch partner. And they go, what are my best platforms for me to get my content out there to begin with? I don't want thousands and thousands of views, but what would you say is my top 3 platforms that I should be on?
Okay, so first I'd assess on the content they're producing. They intend to live stream, they intend to record and publish.
They're streamers.
Okay, they're streaming. So first of all, the world's your oyster. There are so many platforms that I don't think one of them is really leg upping over the other. And as you start out, first thing, take monetary value out of the equation. You will not be making money in this venture for some time. If you are looking for a comfortable place to stay where you know there's going to be a thriving amount of viewers to hopefully stumble upon your business, Twitch is the safest and most comfortable pick. If you're looking to then branch out to any others, second and third could be anyone and anything. But as I said, there's no one in this industry that's doing this correctly, where as a small streamer, or small creator, I should say, there's an answer. But if I had to list it, I'd say Twitch, YouTube, Kick.
Instagram? Nobody at any point in this entire topic, nobody's mentioned the word Instagram of terms of content creating.
Oh, well, you can't stream through Instagram, so I wouldn't have picked it.
You can go live on Insta.
But again, do you have to hit a certain level of key of followers for you to be able to get the key for Instagram? That's similar to TikTok.
Wow,
that's the thing.
Loft. While I Google that answer, because research. Same question too. We have a brand new Mr. Slippers wants to start streaming. What's the top 3 platforms you would recommend personally?
I think I'd agree with Ross on the first one. As a streamer, Twitter. And again, I agree with what Ross just said. Like, you mean just don't even consider the monetary value of it. Just enjoy making the content. I would say don't even consider multi-streaming either. I mean, not when you first start out, because that's always the worry. I mean, there's always worry. They're like, oh, I'm going to multi-stream. I'm going to stream everywhere. I'm going to spread myself so thin. So yes, definitely Twitch. I would say TikTok and YouTube.
Actually stream on YouTube.
No. I wouldn't say. I would
just
say
play platforms.
Short form. Short form content on so do your stream and do short form content on TikTok and on YouTube to highlight your content, highlight you, so that because people's attention span, unless they're watching live content, people's attention span is zip. So you've got to capture them in the first 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
If you can capture them in the first 10 seconds, you've got an opportunity.
But that is so difficult. Quack, what's yours? My ones, if you're streaming, go to Twitch straight away, because Twitch is just it's weird, right? If I will explain all mine thing. But if you're gonna get into wrestling, you go to WWE first, because that is the one. You can explore others, of course you can, but get your feet wet first with the main one, which is Twitch. I would say be on TikTok as well, because again, you can stream for 4 hours and get 4 or 5 clips out of it if they're decent. And probably the other platform as well. I would, even though it is a massively toxic place, I would always say Twitter, because, well, I would also say Twitter, because it is such a... It's weird, because if you post just going lives, you get nothing, but you need to put a bit of your personality out there that's a bit more than what's on the camera.
Yes and no on Twitter. I agree with you, but then part of me doesn't agree with you. The reason for that is because Twitter's just like TikTok algorithm. Twitter's algorithm is a bit of a beast, because if you look at your tweets recently, I've noticed there is been a huge increase of adverts rather than actual content on my Twitter. Also at the same time, their algorithm seems to almost hide certain content, or certain tweets, if it's posting content from other platforms, and they've even said that themselves, that they were potentially going to do this. So if you start posting links to to TikTok or to your stream, which is why you find a lot of creators, when they're doing the whole going live or doing their schedules and stuff, don't actually put the links to those areas in the actual tweet. They put it into the graphic, or they put it into a comment, into a reply, so that way the algorithm doesn't see it as a promotion of content elsewhere.
Well, Mrs. Quackers, personally, if I was starting up, but I can't remember asking the chat, but we'll run with this. I would personally. she's literally been there. And she's actually watching. Goddamn. Thought she was playing pub. She goes, personally, if I was starting up, I'd probably make content and put on YouTube or Twitter or Insta. Enough for a couple of months before going live as such, which is quite interesting. Giving yourself a personality, something people can watch about you, etc. That's quite interesting. Exposing yourself quite a lot more before going short, which is an interesting take. Build up to a launch. Oh, see, Mr. Slippers is going down the space route, isn't he? You've got to build everything before you do the launch.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, put the foundation out there, but at the same time, because as a streamer, if you're as a gaming streamer, you need to establish the channel. Because you could establish it as you could post small videos or pictures on Instagram and Twitter, but at the same time, if you're going to want to put your personality across, that's when you get people are going to see it during the live stream. So I do see, like, I think either way is a double-edged sword, and I think it's down to luck at the end of the day.
Basically, Mrs. Quack and Mr. Slippers now just talking space. Create the landing zone first and all that.
Oh, are they literally sat chatting to each other on Discord chat, trying to just, like, right, how many space puns can we get into the chat?
Yeah. Okay, so I reckon as a lot of my podcasts say, that's a pod, I think, even though this is not a podcast kind of thing. Ross, you spoke, but your mic didn't pick you up.
It's a pod.
There we go.
Yeah, that was it. That was what I was saying.
There we go. I knew what you said. You're a pod. So, one last question. I always like to ask one very last question. Ross, you're only allowed to be on one platform. So you're gonna go live, but you're gonna try and make content out of it as well. What is the platform you're gonna go on? What do you think is the best platform to be on to get you out there?
Nah, YouTube.
YouTube? Loft?
If everything came down to it, if I had to pick right now, everything else goes, I'd pick YouTube.
Yeah, I agree.
So basically, in 2 weeks' time, when we have the next Creators of the Dawn table, it will be on YouTube, not Twitch, because we want to be onto it. We want. Do you know what? Why don't we actually try and just do a multi-stream?
Because you have really terrible internet.
I have terrible internet, but if I'm oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Well, Mr. Slippers, why can't we? Can we do the next one on Kick or something? You know, with.
That's not his job. He didn't decide that.
I think so. I think Ross needs to get the office before you can multi-stream.
Oh my God, we could have Right. Sorry, we're having this now. Right, get the office. We'll have a Creators of the Dawn table on Twitch, and then in the other office, like in the other room, we'll have one on YouTube. Different topics, different conversations. Sorry, Ross, keeping you awake, am I?
Sorry, I was up at 4 a.m.
Ross, can I join the Stream Seed team and like just absolutely smash? We'll have you and me on the one Creators to the team, and absolutely smash Quack out of the park. Does that sound alright to you?
It's fine.
I smashed his back doors.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll get someone in. It's fine. I'll have Mrs. Quack. Me and Mrs. Quack will have a banging laugh.
Dude, Mrs. Quack's better than you anyway. We all know this.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Clip of the week. Clip of the week. Sorry.
We'll be great. We're gonna be great. We're gonna blow this out the water. Anyway, right. I'm gonna wrap this up now before this starts getting into a bit of an abusive contest now. Right, Mr. TSU. Look deep.
Yes.
Look deep down the barrel with those very small eyes.
Every time.
He's gonna do it. This is a bit now, Loft. This is. Look at that. Right. What have you got going on?
Depression is probably one of the things I got going on. No, I don't. I am taking on a lot of an operational standpoint here at StreamSeed. If y'all would certainly like to get involved in any future project, please. Powered by StreamSeed is up and ready to get diversifying its portfolio and helping you achieve what you want. Lofty's going to be here all the time now, so that's also going to be a good thing because I can't imagine how you guys want to see Quack all the time. That would frustrate me beyond belief. But that's me. My DM's always open. Chinwag.
And I love the way, right, Mrs. Quack puts pick me, pick me. She can literally be on the same stream, but we would have to be next to each other because her mic would pick up my mic and it would get really annoying because when we play pub, it happens and it's really annoying. So she would have to literally sit next to me.
It's an easy sort, dude. I'll host and Mrs. Quack can be a guest. There we go. Boom, done. Sorted.
Well, when I'm in work on a Tuesday, which sometimes happens, that's why. Ross, you can back up now. You're good. Oh, God. Right. Anyway, Loft, you don't have to zoom in. It is not a necessity. Please look down.
I was going to say, I'll have to pick you up and like drag you over. So.
Look down the barrel. What have you got going on?
What have I got going on? Lots and lots of lots of streams. Got a few collaborations coming up. Hopefully we got some new games coming in. We're always working with developers and publishers, so just come and check me out over on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Also, did you get a KFC? Loft,
I didn't get KFC.
Oh. Didn't you get that in the post? That's part of the package deal.
No.
Oh.
Ross, did you eat my KFC?
To be fair, I didn't want to say it, but 2 buckets did come, and I'd eaten yours.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
Oh,
I'll be sending my rider again next time.
Right, okay, right. Sorry about that. So we do apologise. Ross, you look like Tommy Cooper. He does look a bit Tommy Cooper, doesn't he?
I was going to try and do like a Tommy Cooper quip, but I have no idea what Tommy Cooper says.
I have no idea either.
Anyway, right, gentlemen. This has been Creators of the Doughnut Table. We have been utilising creators' platforms. I would like to thank you both very much for being on here. I don't know. I'll be here in 2 weeks' time. I don't know who's going to be here next time because guests interchange. Do I know what the topic is? No, I don't. All I know is I will be sat in this chair in 2 weeks' time. Ross, have you had a nice time?
Wonderful time. Much better than last time. Combat Car could suck it.
Wow.
Loft, have you had a nice time?
Well, yeah, it would have been better if my KFC had not been in Ross's stomach, but yeah, no, I had a great time.
All right. Fair enough. Don't forget, as it says down there, on the 28th, we have a CEO Diaries. But the next time, as I pull my calendar up, and I don't know the day before is going to be me sat here, me host. Hopefully not Ross here. Loft can come back, but Ross, no. Ross, you've had 2 weeks, bro. Come on.
You've had 2 weeks.
I'm the host.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, sorry.
Look
He's your boss. He's your boss.
No, Loft. Look what it says underneath it, on top of his name. Guest.
Oh.
Temporary. That's all he is.
Ross, you've fallen from grace, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
Anyway.
sorry his wife keeps making me food.
Yeah, true. Anyway, right, guys, this stream might be on YouTube next time because apparently YouTube is king. So, Ross, Loft, can you please wave at the camera so we can have a still for Twitter later? Bye, everyone. Oh, I need to do this with my right hand, otherwise I can't stop the stream. Everyone, we love you. See you in 2 weeks' time. Love you. Bye.
Bye.